Hi everyone, Miss Kelly from the Wakanda Area Library here. Today I'm going to show you what we're doing with this month's Art to Go. You guys this month will be making a chameleon. So in your Art to Go kit, you're going to find some plastic cord, a key ring, some beads, a diagram. Thanks to a good friend of mine. I thought it was a good idea to put a diagram in there. And all you're going to need this month is some scissors, just so you can cut this, because this is probably more cord than you're going to need. And when you're done, you're going to get a fun guy that looks like this. All right. So I'm going to show you how to get started with this. Like I said, you guys have the plan right here, exactly how to do it. So this is where we're starting. So it doesn't show the ring. This is where the ring would be right here. Okay, so you're going to take your plastic cord and put the two ends together so it's right in half. And then you're going to take your ring and poke that through there and then pull it all the way through and then pull it tight. Like I said, you're probably going to have way too much plastic cording, but it's better to have more than you need than not to have enough. So make sure that you move it over so the spot where you put the keys on is not where we're tying onto, because you want to be able to have that spot open. I'd say that the trickiest part I found when I was doing this was trying to keep making sure it was tight. The beads kind of have to get wiggled around and adjusted. Sometimes like the legs will look a little lopsided and you'll just have to adjust them. So we're going to start with this bead right here. So the first one, it's going to be on the end of his nose. I'm going to make sure how I do mine. So we're going to use these clear ones for all the the lighter gray ones. That's going to be the clear bead or the white bead that you have. All right, let's put these guys on. All right, so that's going to be the very front of his nose. And next you can see it says 2. So you're going to take one side and put 2 of the white beads on. Okay. It's kind of trickier at the beginning here because you do have so much cord and you got to push it all the way down. Okay, so you basically you've got 3 all together right now. What you're going to stop and do is you're going to take this other side of the cord and run it through just these 2. So it should easily fit in there. It's a big opening in those beads, okay? So you're gonna pull it tight. Hold the beads in place and kind of pull your cord through. It can be tricky trying to get your things tangled. You really can though. You can look at this diagram and since the beads are see-through, you can really see right through it goes. So see, you've got 1, 1, 2. And you wanna try and pull both beads at the same time. And then do you see how it was getting a little bit of lopsided there? You just kind of gotta wiggle it around. So now you've got 1, 1, 2. Now you can see next is the eyes. So you're going to take the other side and you're going to do a red eye, a white bead, and then the other red eye. And you can see, yes, I am doing them all on the same side. Okay. So you got all 3 on there. So you're going to kind of fold it over a little bit like this. See where the eyes are going to be? And then you're going to take the other side and thread it through there again. It's going to go through all 3 beads. And you're going to pull it again. Whoops. Pull it out the other side. The more rows you get done, it's going to get a little bit easier. Right here at the beginning, it still kind of wants to go a little crazy and move around. So this is when you're just going to have to kind of keep wiggling them back into position. But you need to stop every row. Make sure it's straight, wiggle it back around until everything gets to where it needs to be. Then you got to kind of pull your cords and tighten it up. Find out if it's getting a little bit crooked. Oops. Okay. Be careful. I tried to give you some extra beads, but you're pretty much going to have close to what you need in there. And the plan I gave you is that all these outer parts, the gray ones, are going to be the white beads. And then I've got red beads for the eyes. And then these 3 toes at the end are going to be your black beads. And then right in the middle where it's a little bit darker, we're going to use the darker color. Not everybody will have gotten green. Some of you have gotten some different colors. So, okay, look at that guy. You know, this plastic cord you're going to find is pretty stretchy, so that's helpful. So let's see. All right, so you got your eye row on. So next, slide this out like this. I'm going to show you how to do one of the arms because they can be kind of tricky. So next we're right here. We're going to do 2 more. Just 2 on one side. I know it seems like you should put one on each side, but we're always just going to do them on one side. And then we're going to thread the other way through. Yeah. Capturing my beads. Okay. This cord is kind of stiff, so it can be kind of hard to work with. So you just got to be patient and give it a little stretch. It might help if you have someone to help you hold things still. Okay. Now you're going to put on 2 white beads for this first arm. So you're going to do 2 beads. Remember, you got the 2 separate, and we crossed them over. Now we're going to do 2 more for the arm, okay? 2 white beads. Then we're going to do 3 black beads for these toes. It's kind of fun just to do a different color because it helps differentiate where the arms and the toes and stuff are, okay? All right. So you can see. All right, so you've got, here's your little arm, here's your 3 toes. And now, here's the tricky part. You're gonna come back through those first 2 beads you put on for the arm. So that's how you make the arm. Those same 2 beads are what you're using to make the arm. Okay. I kind of thought when I was first practicing doing this, I thought that you had to worry about which side the cord went in on, but it just wiggles around inside there, so you'll be able to move. So you're gonna pull it close to the body, and when you pull it tight, you kind of get that little hand. You get the 3 separate like that to 3 little toes, okay? Move this over so it's not in the way anymore. All right. So there's your first little arm, right? So after you get that first arm done, you're gonna go ahead and do the other arm on this side. All right, same thing. 2 beads, 2 white beads, 3 black beads, 1, 2, 3. I'm sure some of you guys might have even done these before, so you might be more of a pro at it than me. But I found if you just really follow the diagram, it works out pretty well. It's pretty easy. It's just back and forth. You'll just see. And once you get the first half done, you're like, oh, it's kind of fun. It's going to take you a little bit of a while, but it's fun. I enjoy doing it. This will make a great little guy. You could put him on your backpack. All right, there's his first 2 little arms. Okay. All right, so the next row is the row where you're going to introduce the color. You can see, so we've already got all this done here. So we've got this whole section is done right here. So now we're here where we're going to start introducing that little pattern into it. So again, we're just going to work it one side at a time. So you go a white one, and in my case green, the colored one, and then another white one. Push them all the way up to the body, okay, and then take the other side and cross, oops, make sure you're not tangled there. And you're going to take the other side and thread them through. So this is a row of 3. So you got it. And pull it all the way tight. Now the idea is to keep going back and forth. It helps it kind of stay centered. So, and then when you get it up there, I pulled it tight, and you see how it kind of straightened everything out and tightened it all up? So now we've got the first color that's in his body right there. And then you can see the next row is 1 white bead, 2 colored beads, and a white bead. So I'm going to start on this side this time. So I'm going to do a 1 white one, 2 colored, whoops, 2 colored ones, and another white one. This is really just to make the pattern that it shows. So you're going to get like kind of a design down its back, and then we're going to feed this other one through again. If you don't want to do this pattern, you don't have to. This is just the way I'm doing it. Kind of gives it a little stripe down his back, or a little bit of color down his back. Okay, pull it through. The only important part is just to make sure the amount of beads that go in each row. So if you don't want it to make it look like mine, so mine's got colors going down the back like that, you don't have to do it like that, but if you want to have that same pattern in it, you're going to need to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys one more row, and then I'm going to show you my finished one. All right, so let's see. The next one is going to be the same thing again. So we're going to start on this side. We're going to do 1 white, 2 green, another white one, slide them all the way up to the body, and then we're going to take the other side and thread it through. All right, and you're just going to keep following my pattern all the way until you get to the end. And you're gonna end up with your chameleon. Alright, so you can really see he's really starting to go there, okay? Alright, you can see. So we are right here already, okay? And then you're gonna repeat the process to make the legs, and then just single file all the way down to the end to make its tail. So when you get to the very end, you're gonna end up with a lot of extra. And it said tie it 1 or 2 times, just tie a double knot at the end here. I find this plastic stuff can come untied pretty easily. So I made a bunch and then I pulled it because it's really stretchy. And this is where you're gonna need your scissors. You're gonna cut this off like this, that, okay? Make sure you tie it really tight before you tie before you cut the ends off. Otherwise your beads might come apart and all that hard work will be gone. So one of the fun things to remember is that I used clear beads on mine, but your beads are white. So when you're all done, make sure you take your lizard outside and you'll find out why I called it a chameleon instead of just any old regular lizard. So I hope you guys have fun. Send me pictures of your finished project and I'll see you next month. Bye now.